Good morning, precious people. Here we are together. It's another fresh day, and I'm so thankful for your irreplaceable light and the wisdom and experience that you bring into the world. Today is a gift. It just is. Look at outside. It's just so pretty. It's so warm here. I'm loving it. Springtime is amazing. So let's open this gift with kindness and curiosity. And remember, we're still growing and learning, and show yourself some grace. Yeah, give yourself a break today. So grab your nearest drink and let's check in with ourselves. The cat is petting himself on my phone. He's like, no, don't chew it. Little Bratsky. Okay, let me move this, see if we can. There you go, kitty cat. Whoopsie. Well, if you have had your water today, congratulations. I'm going to get another sip here. Well, let's take a breath. Okay, deep breath in, and then we'll let it out. Woo, I just got chills. I feel so good. That one gave me some chills. What was that about? I hope you're doing good. I hope your body feels good. You're healthy, drinking your water, watching this sweet kitty. I wanted to, yesterday I watched this episode of a panel discussion, and it had Gad Saad, is his name, G-A-D, and the last name is S-A-A-D, Gad Saad. He's a doctor, and he talks about suicidal empathy. I think he was the person who coined that term even. And so, yeah, it sparked that thought of like suicidal empathy, which I touched on last week or the week before, just briefly, like how to, be that kind, amazing person that we are, and we were giving and loving and understanding, but at the same time, we're actually protecting ourselves too, like the Bible says, to be wise as a serpent, I believe, sharp as a serpent. Was it sharp as a serpent? No, I can't remember. Anywho, so I guess these destructive thoughts we have can look like virtues, but they're kind of infecting the West. And me as an agreeable person, and other people's agreeableness might be the thing that's putting our society at risk. So why do smart people believe things that are obviously false? And why do kind people allow their own culture to be dismantled in the name of tolerance? So I want to look at Gad Saad's warning on suicidal empathy and why society without an immune system for its own values is almost destined to fail. So, if you follow this series at all, or this, my channel, oh kitty, please don't, no, I don't want him stepping on my computer. He messed it up earlier today. Okay, kitty gone. I'll put this back. He's gonna come try to sit on my computer now. We'll see. Yeah, if you followed any of my episodes, you know that I'm trying to figure out how to be a loving, kind, amazing person, but also not have that suicidal empathy, that self-destruction that can come along with an amazing amount of tolerance. So, let's see. Gad Saad is an evolutionary psychologist. He spent years studying how biological principles can apply to our marketplace of ideas, and he noticed a disturbing trend that we're being told that empathy means never saying no, never setting boundaries, and never protecting our own house. He calls this the suicide of the West. So I wanted to look at his latest work. I did see I think he was maybe promoting his book on the little thing I was watching with him yesterday. So he uses a biological metaphor, neural parasitology. Just as there are parasites in nature that can hijack the host's brain to make it act against its own self-interests, there are idea pathogens that can hijack our human empathy. So these ideas like radical relativism, like everything's relative, nothing is wrong, it just depends on the circumstances, or the empathy trap, make you feel virtuous for allowing yourself to be exploited. You guys, have you ever seen that in your life? Have you ever seen somebody just so empathetic to other people's plights, or their drug addicted loved ones, to where their own family is being dragged through the mud or financially burdened or something, to the point where now they're in harm's way too. They're in a bad situation. So if you believe that all cultures are equal, even when one of those cultures promotes violence, your mind has been hijacked by this pathogen. You're prioritizing your fake virtue over the real survival of your community. And it's called pathological altruism. And you see it on a global scale, even other countries, other societies giving into that. My cat's right here. He's letting me just pet him. He's nibbling on my arm to get my attention, then I'll pet his little head. It's so cute. So in this book, Saad talks about the ostrich meta process. When faced with a terrifying truth like fraud rings in Minnesota or the rape gangs in the UK, the agreeable person kind of sticks their head in the sand like an ostrich. They think, if I don't see it, it isn't happening, or maybe if I ignore it, it will go away. But if I acknowledge this, I might be seen as unkind or even as racist. But Gad Saad says the truth is not a buffet. You don't get to pick the facts that just make you feel good. And suicidal empathy, I guess boiled down, is it's this refusal to identify a threat because you're trying to be the nicest person in the room. And it's the failure of just our human logic, that's ingrained in us. This logic, it defies logic, actually. Trying to be so nice that to your own detriment, it can happen. So, I wanted to bring back the scriptures into this. Even though Dr. Saad is a scientist, his message mirrors these deep spiritual truths that we know. In Ephesians 6:14, we're told to stand, therefore, having fastened on the belt of truth. And you can notice that this belt of truth, it's the belt that holds up the rest of the armor. It holds the armor together. You have the breastplate of righteousness and all these other things going on. And really, truth is what kind of ties it all together. So without truth, your empathy, your kindness, your willingness to help, it won't have anything to hang on. That breastplate of righteousness that you want, that you hold dear to your heart. You want to be a righteous person, do the right thing, help people. But if you can't fasten that together, that thing will fall right off, right? You have to have the truth. In John 8:32, we're promised that the truth will set you free. And Gad reminds us that truth is only freeing if you have the courage to speak it. I tell you what, I do have this difficulty. I tend to allow people to be wrong. I don't like correcting people. I've done that in the past, and I've ended up being wrong too. And I tend to be more passive in my relationships and my conversations. But like I said, the truth is only freeing if you have the courage to speak it. And I have been working on that. I've had a few very uncomfortable conversations recently where I don't back down and just say, okay, well, we just disagree. I can, hold my position and defend it. Excuse me. I have the water. Do you ever get water burps? It's not like I ate any food or anything. I haven't eaten anything today. I'm waiting for lunch. I'm going to go to Olive Garden with my kids today, so I'm excited. I'm saving my room in my stomach for those bottomless breadsticks. So really, I'm just burping up water. I don't know, how does that work? Where you just take a sip of water and it makes you burpy. Maybe I'll Google that, see if that's a medical condition. Anyway, so if you suppress the truth to stay agreeable, which I am guilty of this, then you aren't free. You're actually hostage to a lie. It's not a freeing experience. So speak the truth. I've heard people say speak the truth in love, and that is the key. If you go around just spouting truths, it can be very off-putting and upsetting to people. But when you're saying it in a kind, caring manner, and it's not like you want to tear people down or you hate that person or you're a racist or anything. You're like, no, this is just the truth. And I really love these populations. I love these people that I interact with. And I just don't want them to wallow in untruth, in lies or falsehoods, and live a life of falsehood. So when we, especially as Christians, we're speaking truths from the Bible, we're doing it with love. So I guess it kind of boils down to, as the architect of our own life, we're making this a good place to live, a happy existence. You're working on yourself every day. You need an intellectual immune system, your immune system with your intellect. You have to be able to identify when there's an idea pathogen before it takes root in your thinking. So our homework today, this is my homework, your homework if you choose. You want to do anything, put it as a reminder in your phone to do this. Read or watch another Gad Saad interview. Pay attention to how he uses humor and sarcasm to expose the absurdities that we're dealing with. So, and then also, don't be afraid to be disagreeable, especially when truth is on the line. Oh, boy, that's going to be tough for me. Like I said, I'm going to go out with my kids today. I don't expect to interact with anyone else the rest of the day. That's all I have. So, I mean, if I come across something with my kids that I want to speak some truth to them, obviously it's truth and love because I love my kids. Let's see. There was some resources I was thinking. So, yeah, I'm going to pull up another interview. That one that I watched was just a short little panel. It wasn't even that much, and it just got me thinking again about this idea of suicidal empathy. So, there is a book by Gad Saad, and it's called The Parasitic Mind. This is the essential text. He breaks down how woke culture and postmodernism act as neural parasites that kill your common sense. So maybe there's an online book. I know my local public library, my county's library, has these online book resources. I don't even have to go to the library sometimes. I can just get an ebook and read it from home. So I was going to write down that to do. Maybe I'll just put it in my, also through the library, you can put books on hold. Great service. If you haven't done that, you haven't taken advantage of it, you go on your public library's website, set up an account. Maybe you have to go in to do it. But once you have your library card and your account, you can go online, search for books through your whole county, not even just at your local library. And you can have them sent to your local library and just pick them up there. So, The Parasitic Mind by Gad Saad, you can do that. Order it through your library or the ebook if they have it. There is a YouTube channel called The Saad Truth, and Saad is S-A-A-D. It's Dr. Saad's personal channel where he applies evolutionary psychology to current events with heavy doses of satire. It's a masterclass in using humor as a weapon against absurdity. There's also someone else's work. His name's Karl Popper. He provides a philosophical foundation why we must be intolerant of intolerance. This is so funny, you guys. A long time ago, even before my son was born, so over 20 years ago, we had this group of friends where we would hang out with them. We loved them. They were very liberal, very much of a different mindset than we were. And then my husband and I and my husband's best friend and this gentleman and his friends, we're all friends together. We spend Halloween parties together. We'd go out and do things and have each other over at our houses. And then we were friends on Facebook, and I had liked a post, and it showed him that I liked a post. And just from me liking something, he blocked and stopped, just cut us out of his life, my husband and myself, and then eventually cut out the other friend. And I thought I had coined this term because I'm like, what is he doing? Because we're so tolerant of his lifestyle and how he lives, and we love him. But then he's so intolerant of any difference that we expressed in ourselves. So I thought, I'm like, he's intolerant of intolerance. I will not tolerate your intolerance. That's what I said. I'm like, wow. It was so eye-opening that we just give and give, and we're taught how hateful and mean we are if we don't accept every little thing someone else does. And when we stand up even a little bit, then we're cut out of their lives. It felt awful, to tell you the truth. It was sad. But again, when I think of this gentleman today, I just love him, and I hope everything's going well for him. But we just can't be his friend anymore because he dismissed us out of his life. So that's all I had. I ended on kind of a sad note there. But yeah, just the idea of intolerant of intolerance is just so silly to me. There are things we need to be intolerant about. Well, my cat is laying on my script, so my closing script, I'm going to try to do it by memory here. If anything sparked a thought, why don't you leave a comment, a like, follow, subscribe. Just know you, I don't know. I have to read it. Kitty. Okay, I got it. Every single day is a chance to grow and learn and become more of the wonderful person you are. The world is better with your light in it. So, thanks for sharing time with me. I'll be here tomorrow. But until then, have a beautiful day. And just remember, you're the Lord's precious ones. Bye.